Good day to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We are looking at the book of Numbers again. Last time we read Numbers chapter 24, and you might remember that was the end of our Balaam and Balak story. And it's the end of that recounting and how Balaam and Balak go their separate ways, and Balaam is unable to curse the children of Israel. Now we're ready to read Numbers chapter 25. This is a little shorter chapter, and it has its own account of some things that we need to pay attention to and perhaps think about. So this is Numbers chapter 25. I am reading in the Amplified Bible. Israel settled and remained in Shittim, and the people began to play the prostitute with the women of Moab by being unfaithful to God. For they invited the Israelites to the sacrifices of their gods, and the Israelites ate food offered to idols and bowed down to Moab's gods. Remember Balak was the king of Moab? Just remember that? So Israel joined themselves to Baal of Peor in worship, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. The Lord said to Moses, "Take all the leaders of the people who have committed sin with the Moabites and execute them in broad daylight before the Lord, so that the fierce anger of the Lord may turn away from Israel." So Moses said to the judges of Israel, "Each one of you must kill his men who have joined themselves to Baal of Peor in worship." Then one of the Israelites came and presented to his relatives a Midianite woman in the sight of Moses and the whole congregation of the Israelites, while they were weeping over God's judgment at the doorway of the tent of meeting, tabernacle. When Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw this, he left the congregation and took a spear in his hand, and he went after the man of Israel into the tent and pierced both of them through the body, the man of Israel and the woman. Then the plague on the Israelites stopped. Nevertheless, those Israelites who died in the plague numbered 24,000. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Phinehas," now you could say Phinehas, I guess, or almost Phineas, that's kind of what it looks like, but I'm pronouncing it more Phinehas. Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, has turned my wrath away from the Israelites because he was jealous with my jealousy among them, so that I did not destroy the Israelites in my jealousy. Therefore say, Behold, I give Phinehas my covenant of peace, and it shall be for him and his descendants after him a covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was jealous, impassioned for the unique honor and respect owed to his God, and made atonement for the sons of Israel. Now the name of the man of Israel who was killed with the Midianite woman was Zimri, the son of Salu, a leader of a father's household among the Simeonites. The name of the Midianite woman who was killed was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur, who was the tribal head of a father's household in Midian. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Provoke hostilities with the Midianites and attack them, for they harass you with their tricks, the tricks with which they have deceived you in the matter of the Baal of Peor, and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of the leader of Midian, their sister, who was killed on the day of the plague because of the Baal of Peor. So if we look at this unfaithfulness and see who this was originated from, and notice that here in verse 18, he's saying, for they harass you with their tricks. And I think there was one, maybe it's the New King James Version. Let me get a quick look at that. Yes, in that version, they say their schemes. So I believe from reading this and from understanding what came before, that Moab, the Moabites, and the Midianites had a scheme to try to kind of pervert or maybe ingratiate themselves with the Israelites, to do something keep them from fighting them so that they would not have to fight them. It was a way to seduce them into believing in their gods and different things. It was another way, I think, that the king of Moab, and maybe even whoever was with the Midianites at that time, maybe they thought that was a way to ingratiate themselves to Israel and protect themselves from them at the same time, and to keep God from not being so hard against them, maybe even to turn God against Israel. Because remember, the king of Moab wanted them cursed. So to me, this kind of goes with that story, in that this was a scheme that occurred later, that they were, it was probably immediately after from the sounds of it, but not too long after anyway, because we don't know exactly how much time passed, but it doesn't sound like a lot passed. Regardless, it does seem like they had their schemes, they had their tricks that they were using to deceive the Israelite people, and it was probably to protect themselves, protect their own nations. That would make the most sense to me in reading this at this time. So I want to thank you for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day. May God bless you and keep you safe. And remember, God loves you.